Good day, everyone, our dear freshman students, and welcome to Sorsogon State College. And thank you for choosing SSC as your second home. The Guidance and Counseling Services Office is always ready to assist you and provide services, especially this time of pandemic. So allow me to introduce and present it to you the services of our office. So our office aims to provide services to students and other clients. So it is not only students whom we consider it as our clients. So our services is also extended to faculty members, to the personnel, and even your parents. Another aim or objective is provide relevant information which would be of great help, no, to use to their personal, social, academic, and career development. So the information that we will be disseminating this time because of pandemic, no, we cannot we cannot organize a talk or seminar or training because of our situation. So we will be using the social media platform to disseminate information that is information that are great use, no, to your personal and social aspect, to your academic performance, and of course for your career development. Another objective is to provide assistance in the decision making in relation to personal, social, academic, and career developments of our students. Now, if you think and if you are in a situation where you cannot actually make a good and sound decision, always think and always consider that there are people around you who can actually provide an insight, good decision, or good ideas that can actually help in making your own decision. So at home, you have the family, you have the mother, you have the parents, and also your sisters, and then your brother and brothers and friends, no? So you consider these people as you know as friends, so that you would be able to know and provide an assistance in decision making. Now in the school, you have also the teacher, and do not forget the guidance office or the guidance staff. Another is promote involvement in guidance and the faculty and staff, parents, administrators by making referrals and providing support to guidance and counseling projects. So in initiating program or activities, uh, we are always working and then collaborating with faculty, with staff, with administrators. So it is not only the guidance staff or the guidance center or the guidance office who is like working and then providing you an activity. So it is always a collaborative effort within the school. Another is administer also battery of tests uh, for you to be able to appraise your attitude, abilities, interests, habits, and skills and characteristics for a deeper and self-analysis. Now, if you would like to know yourself better, and then if you really would like to evaluate yourself, psychological tests can actually help you, in discovering and then exploring about your strengths and weaknesses, your abilities, your capacity, and even also your future performance. These things can be revealed by psychological test that we have in our office. So this is our office. So our office is located inside, no, inside the student services building. So this is our, they call this is the receiving area, and this one on the upper right hand corner, this is the counseling room. All right. So let's now go to the services. So the first service, yan. Okay. So the first service that we are offering is individual inventory. So because of our situation this time, no, hindi namin magagawa yung pagbisita at imbita sa inyo papunta dito sa aming opisina to fill out and then to submit the student individual form, no? But the office is planning and thinking another ways to to provide an individual inventory. So perhaps an online service in relation to individual inventory can be offered the sooner. So When we talk about individual inventory, these are the information or the things about you, no? So the office is gathering an information, data about your family, about your health, about your achievement, and other co-curricular activities both in and outside the school. So all these things about you will be, will be filed and then will be kept very confidentially in the guidance services office. So I remember most of the students no do not want to visit the guidance office because they are afraid to have this record in the guidance office. Well, technically, because of the individual inventory service, each student has a record in the office, no, and these records is being kept very confidential, and we cannot actually disclose this one to anybody. So this is for your eyes only and for the staff of the guidance office. Bakit meron kayong record dito? Because this is also one way in, trying to find out on what services or what intervention can be provided to you based on the records that we have. Another is psychological testing. So as what I have said earlier, kanina sa sinabi ko, we have variety or we have different types of psychological tests available in the office. So these tools, no, these psychological test materials are actually tools and the techniques of the guidance counselor and also your teacher to measure your ability, no, and then to help you also to understand yourself, and after you have understood yourself, to accept yourself better, no? So the psychological tests that we have in the office are the following. So we have intelligence tests if you really would like to measure your IQ, your level of intelligence. We have also different kinds of personality tests if you would like to discover your attitude, your behavior, why are you like behaving that way, why you are thinking this way, something like that. These things can be revealed by what you call the psychological test. And remember the test that you have taken in the admission test, that is also a psychological test, no? So the test that you have taken is actually considered as aptitude and then intelligence test, where we measure your level of scholastic ability, no? So sa mga psychological test na binibigay namin, wala dito nakakapasa at wala dito sinasabi na bumabagsak. Okay. So let's go to counseling. So when we talk about counseling, it is actually composed of three important and then, yeah, very important and very meaningful steps. Like first, the referral, the counseling, and then the follow-up. Because sometimes the counseling happen because of the referral. And after the counseling, meron din ng follow-up. So when we talk about referral, there are two kinds of referral coming from the faculty members to the guidance office. And another form of referral is when a student comes to the office and once the counselor found out that it needs, the concern or the student needs, a high level of intervention, the student or the case may be referred to, to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or other professionals. So yung sinasabi nating referral. Now, when the counseling has been done, kapag nakatapos na ng counseling, hindi po nagtatapos doon. There is always a follow-up. And another is when the referral has been made by the teacher to the faculty, to the guidance office, there should always a follow-up coming from the faculty o doon sa guidance office. And when the guidance counselor or the guidance office also made this referral to, let's say, psychiatrist or psychologist, there is also a referral to be conducted. I mean, there is always a follow-up to be conducted by the guidance office, no? And in the case naman of those who were not referred, so there is also a follow-up to be conducted by the guidance office to the teacher or to the parents, something like that, no? Okay, so when we talk about counseling, this is a face-to-face relationship between the counselor and the counselee. So because of the pandemic, we cannot actually do the face-to-face relationship. Pag sinabing counseling, ito yung kino-consider namin sa guidance na the heart of the guidance program. Kasi most of the times dapat yung kabuuan, I mean yung napakaraming oras na dapat ginugugol ng counselor ay doon sa counseling, no? So we have actually forms of counseling: academic counseling, personal counseling, and then career counseling. These are actually common in the school-based or uh, school counseling, no? Pag sinabing school counseling, ito kadalasan yung tinatawag natin dito common problems: academic, why the student find it like difficult to pass the subject, or why is it that the student is not actually performing good in the subject, something like that, no? So kadalasan ang nangyayari is yung academic concern ng estudyante ay manifestations na lang ng personal problem niya, no? And sometimes the career is actually affected because of personal problem and then academic problem. So these things can be little by little resolved through counseling. Now, another is information dissemination. So there are like many forms of and then many ways in disseminating information this time. It is not only through seminar or symposium, but because of our situation this time, because of the pandemic, we cannot actually do and then we cannot actually organize seminar and then symposium. So what we can do now is like the webinar is actually common this time, and also like posting some information on the Facebook page of Sorsogon State College. Okay, so these pictures are actually some of the activities conducted by the Guidance and Services Office in relation to the information dissemination. So we have conducted seminar workshop on mental health for faculty, counselors, and other practitioners, and also mental health and an HIV/AIDS forum. This was actually attended by group of students and selected students, no? And then we also conducted like for job placement and career development, so occupational safety and health. These are some information dissemination. And of course, the last service that we are actually offering is the issuance of certificate of good moral character to students. Now, this one is being given to someone who will be, so somebody to students who will be needing this particular requirement for, purpose. Okay. Now, because of pandemic, no, we actually provide guidelines on the conduct and delivery of guidance and counseling services during the COVID-19 crisis. So the individual inventory, as what I have said earlier, can be done online, but this one has to be um, think about many times because of the records, no? Because of the privacy and then confidentiality of the records. So we are thinking of like considerations and other things to do. The counseling, referral, and then follow-up, we are actually conducting telecounseling this time. So the telecounseling is like being conducted through these numbers. We have the SMART number and then we have this GLOBE number. And for those who would like to avail the counseling services, referral, and then follow up uh, with other professional or practitioners, uh, please feel free to access the COVID-19 mental wellness professional resources. No, this one is actually a Facebook page consists of registered guidance counselor, psychologist, and then psychiatrist in the region. So the registered guidance counselors of Sorsogon State College are also are also involved in this meaningful endeavor. Now, the psychological testing naman can be done by appointment through hotlines, the SMART and then the GLOBE that is like being flashed on the screen. But, this one can be done here in the office, but we have to observe the COVID-19 health and then safety protocols. So all you have to do is to fill out the request for psychological testing. And then also the issuance of certificate of good moral. We are also providing this one, no, even this time of pandemic. But there is also, an important reminder that we have to observe. So bring the following, okay? And while the what you call this, while the request document is being processed, you're going to wait, no, at the outside of the office, and then observe also the COVID-19 health and then the safety protocols. Of course, the document that you are requesting from our office will be released immediately upon making the request. Oh, and the office also, again, would like to remind every one of you the health and the safety protocols, no? The first one is ugaliin, ugaliin ang paghugas ng kamay ng 20 o 20 segundo. And then in the absence of the water and then soap, always bring with you sanitizer, no? Sanitizer and then alcohol. Another is yung pagsuot ng face mask tuwing lalabas ng bahay. No? This one is like the new normal na sinasabi nga natin. So always think and then always do and always put in your mind that every time that you leave from your, from your homes, from your houses, ugaliin ang pagsuot ng face mask because uh, our government is actually instituting this policy that no face mask, no entry. And sometimes if you will be caught, you will be, magbabayad ka dito. And then also the physical, the 1 meters, the at least 1 meter or 2 meters physical distancing. Now, if you notice, no, there are like individuals, there are like students and other individuals who actually do not follow this one. Kapag nakikita mo na medyo lumalapit sa'yo, ikaw na lang yung medyo umiwas at ikaw na lang yung medyo magdistansya sa kanila. Stay at home, stay safe, and then stay inspired. So again, this is the Guidance and Services Office, headed by yours truly, Abner L. Deliosa, the head of the Guidance and Counseling Services Office. And then with me also in my office is our school psychometrician, Camila Monet D. Hilo, who is also a registered psychometrician. So thank you very much and welcome again to Sorsogon State College.